a real estate investor, I just do work. That's just what I do. Today, I'm going to talk about the business credit. And business credit, this is how you can set it. It's still going to cost you a little bit of money, but it's better to get your business credit started because you want to get funding from different sources outside of people trying to, give you like 16 and 20% on your money, 30% because you have no other choice but to use them for business credit. So I'm going to go through some slides and let y'all know about this business credit thing or stuff that we all need to have. I don't care if you're in any type of business, you need to have some form of business credit. So I'm going to take these things, and these are things that you're going to need to have, and I'm going to expound on it. I'm going to go a little bit deeper as I go through this. So business credit, you don't need to use your social security number, and what's going to happen is when you start getting it and you're talking to Visa and MasterCard and they saying, hey, well, we can get you, $5,000 to $20,000. You can go higher than that. I just use that number because some companies, they may give you a low amount, and I'll show you how to get more in a little bit. But a lot of even Visa, you'll call them up and they'll say, well, or give us your, fill out this application, give us this information. What's your social security number? Then one thing you need to say is, well, this is for my business, so I'm working to separate my social security number from my business credit, so I don't want to give you my social security number. And then the lady or the man is going to come back and say, well, that may limit us in giving you the funding that you need. And then all you need to say is, I understand that, but can you still process the information? And it's a yes or a no. Either they will or they won't. They have to, and if they do it and they don't give it to you, so be it. And I'll tell you some flaws in the reasoning of why they don't give it to you. So many different ways, so many different things that you can have that's messed up with your business credit. So you have to set up an LLC or S Corp, S Corp, C Corp, whatever entity you want to set up. And my disclaimer, I plug in right here. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a legal assistant. I don't do any work with the legal field. I'm not an expert in the legal side of things or entities or anything like that. So you're going to have to go to your legal experts to get the information. This is just purely information, what I'm giving you. And so what I've been taught is do not choose to be a sole proprietor because you're saying that you are fully responsible for anything that goes wrong with your business. Because we are a sueful society, and you don't have to have anything go wrong with your business for somebody to sue you. And the other thing you have to do is set up with the Secretary of State. In Virginia, I put VA, ours is $100 to get set up. And you have to get your EIN. You can go to www.irs.gov to get that. And once you get your EIN, a lot of people don't get set up with a bank account. When you get set up with a bank account, those companies like Visa, MasterCard, they look at that and say, okay, that's kind of like when you started your business because you have a bank account. You have to get a DUNS number, and that's where the Duns and Bradstreet, you have to get that number. Credit, in most cases, is determined by a computer. So you have to meet that criteria, and I'm going to break down some of the things you have to do. Now, this is the thing I see on social media. I had this lady who was going back and forth on social media, and she was talking real estate. So I said, wow, great information. She posted that you don't need to have a license to do real estate. And I said, man, that's one of the greatest things that I know that happens. And a lot of people think that they need a license. And I just bring up real estate just as an example. So I just posted something else about business credit. And she was like, well, I don't recommend getting loans. And I said, well, a loan and business credit, there's two totally separate things. But she was still stuck on processing mortgage loans and stuff like that. I said, I don't do that. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm an investor. So the thing is, she didn't understand the lingo of what I was speaking. So what I'm telling you this for is anytime y'all go get information, at least make sure they're credible. Make sure they've done what it is you're working to do. So she's telling people one thing, and I'm telling them something. This is apples and oranges. Mortgage loans has nothing to do with business credit. but she was swearing up and down that, we don't need it. And I was like, you don't understand where I'm coming from. And if they don't understand where you're coming from, it's apples and oranges. So I had business credit. I had another lady, she tried to tell me how to get business credit, but she never had business credit. And she was telling a group of people, and I was like, well, that's not how it works. And she was like, well, they told me this. And I said, they told you, whoever they are, but I'm telling you, I have business credit, and I'm telling you how I got it. So a lot of people just can't comprehend. So just make sure you're getting the right information from the right people. That's all I can tell people. Some people can stop you in your tracks because they tell you one thing, but they've never done it. So it's just information. Some of the things I bring up, I've done a lot in my time. I've written books and stuff like that, been featured on TV. I go to the experts to get my information. Anytime you get information from me, whether it be real estate, whether it be business credit, whether it be writing books, whether it doesn't nonprofits, I got the information from the people that are already experts out there. The Eric Thomas, Robert Kiyosaki, Darren Hardy, those guys right there. And I don't name drop, there's no sense. The thing is, I don't care how great you take a picture with somebody is, if you can't duplicate what they told you to do, it doesn't matter. I see a lot of people taking a lot of great pictures with all these real estate folks, but they're not doing real estate. And all these great pictures and stuff. But the thing is, we can't live in their world because we have to get to that place. So my thing is, take the pictures all you want, be credible, and put yourself out there and do what they tell you to do. And then if you can teach somebody, then you have a better understanding about it. That's just my take. So I'm going to show you some things that are considered high risk, because I don't know which businesses everybody's in, but it seems like everything out there is high risk to some of these different companies that want to give you funding. And these are just considered high risk. I can't tell you why, but it's not impossible if you work in these, but there's so many more. I just listed a few. Ammo, energy, if you're in even real estate is high risk, but they're not saying that they won't give it to you. And when I say harder to get loans, they look at your name. If you have a name that says Charles McCutcheon Credit, that's gonna tick the computer off. Anything real estate, it's going to tick the computer off. Pawn shop, tick the computer off to say, let's look deeper into why this person needs this funding. That's just where it is. Let me keep going down. Some of the different people that I work with, that book guy right there, Chicken Soup for the Soul, that guy is just awesome right here. He taught me so much about books, and I tell people, go find these people out. And, we'll spend money for a concert, but we won't go see Laura Langmeyer, who, she's trying to get on Shark Tank. She got the funding and she has the knowledge. So go to those same folks who have the funding and the knowledge. And my main man right here, Les Brown, I go get information from him. I have to pay. I done paid $5,000 to go see Ron LeGrand over here. I paid money to see these folks because I want the best information possible so I can move forward. So business credit, I'm going to work to simplify it. Before I do that, you have to know what you're doing, why you're doing it. I set out my financial goals. Everybody has their own. I use a sheet just like this, and it kind of breaks me down of where I want to be. You can do a year, you can do 6 months, whatever you want to do. I have one that, goes out to a year, but you have to have that number at the top, and then I call it reverse engineer. And you reverse engineer to say, at the back end, I want to make $100,000. Now I need to go back each month and figure out what that number is and how do I get to that number. And it boils down to the things you do to make money. I'm just going to put it to you that way, that you have to do certain things to make money. I don't know if those are phone calls. I don't know if those are webinars. I don't know what that is, but something adds up to funding. And what you have to do is look at, okay, in this week I have to do X number of things, whatever your things are, to make that money. And if I don't, then I'm not doing my, what I'm supposed to do. And it's being held accountable. In the real estate world, I say, how many calls did you make? How many appointments did you go on? I just met a guy. He's been in real estate over a year, and he's never went on an appointment. And I said, well, what are you doing? I mean, to make money, you have to do certain things. And there's so many different ways to make money in real estate, but the way he's doing what he's doing, he has to go on appointments. There's no way around it. The way he's doing his thing. And I said, You never went on an appointment? And I said, you got to be kidding me. But then again, he hasn't closed any deals either. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just information. It's just information. So do that thing, whatever that thing you need to do, and make it happen. I tell people there's no shortage of money. We have to get creative. It's all about creativity and make it whatever we want to make happen. And I there's my disclaimer again, I'm not a lawyer. I keep that up there like 3 or 4 times because I don't want people coming back to me and blaming me because I'm putting this out there for everybody to use. So I don't want people blaming me to say I did this and then legally trying to come after me. I'm not that guy. So I got to cover my assets. Business credit. Cash is definitely king, but if you can get cash at a low interest rate from someone else other than yourself, you're doing great things. They don't even look for, your business don't have a debt to income ratio. Your business do have a number though. It's almost like our credit score. So businesses do have that number that they use, other companies use to look at us, and they'll look at you and say, well, do you have any other collateral? Do you have any other things? Or sometimes they won't even look at that. They'll just look at you have your business and you met the criteria of getting money. So you see no tax returns, and that's awesome. You don't have to use tax returns and stuff like that, and it's unsecured. Oh my goodness, you got to be able to jump on that. And I tell people, why not? So no recourse credit. Dun & Bradstreet. This is our business. This is like we use Equifax and TransUnion for our personal credit. Then you look at Dun & Bradstreet. That's like business for that's for business owners and how we get looked at from other companies. And other companies are going to be Visa. You know, they're going to look at you and they're going to look at, what's your Dun & Bradstreet? Is it going up? Is it going down? Do you even have a Dun & Bradstreet? So you have a thing called non-recourse credit, so it can't come back to your personal credit. Now, let me tell y'all this, and I'm not going to say, let me give a little caveat to this. Now, this is what I was taught. I haven't done it, though, but it can be done, and it's on credit cards. Now, let's say you have a credit card that you have, and it's your business credit card, and they've given you $50,000. So you have your business credit card. So you go take that same business credit card and you buy a house for $30,000 with it. So $30,000, plus I'm gonna throw some numbers out there. Let's say out of that $30,000 for business credit, they want you to pay $500 a month for that $30,000 you just bought. So let's say you start paying it. Stuff start happening and you can't make any more payments and you stop making payments. Will that affect your credit score? No. Will they take your house? You paid for it cash in a sense, credit, boom. $30,000, boom. Will they take your house if you stop paying you already paid the note, but if you don't pay the credit back, can they take your house? No, they can't take your house. You have an asset. So that's just a different way. A lot of people look at credit wrong. We look at good credit, bad credit, forget all that. There is good credit and bad credit, but just because you have a credit card doesn't make it bad. A lot of people say, if I told you I had 30 credit cards, you'd be like, 30 credit cards? You must be in debt. It's not about the credit card being in debt. It's about having a credit card and having access to cash. The thing, we don't do the access to cash, and this is I'm going to jump on here right quick. Those people with those 800 credit scores, it's cool to have the 800 credit score. But the thing is, if you're not utilizing the money that you can get for that, if you have 800 credit score and you can get money at 0% interest for 6 months and you're not utilizing it to make you more money, you're losing. Even if, I'm just going to go bottom line, even if you took that 0% interest that they're going to charge you, use their money for 5 months. I don't care if you put it in the bank and got that 0.5% interest, is that 0.5 not better than 0? I don't care if you took their money at 0% interest in 6 months and put it into a CD for 6 months at 2.1% and got 2.1% back and gave them their money back. You just made money on their money. The banks make 10 times the money that we make on our money when we put it into the bank. But we take their money and we don't make any money off of it. I don't understand that. So all you people with the great credit scores, you have to be able to make more money on it, or your credit score might as well just be a 400. That's just me, Charles McCutcheon, personally giving my take on it. And from the real estate world, all you people that have, I paid off my home, I don't owe any money, so I have $150,000 in my house right now in equity, sitting, doing absolutely nothing. So you have $150,000 making no money for you. Why? The only reason why is because you don't understand what you have in your houses out there for $20,000, $30,000. You can buy a house for $20,000, buy it outright, charge somebody $600-700 a month coming in that pays the bill because you can get it off your credit or your equity or your business credit, and now you're making money on top of money. That house is paid off in no time. You put the money back into your house, but there's funding that we have available, and I'm only telling y'all this because this is what I've done. I'm not telling y'all anything that somebody else has done. I've done this. This is what I've done. I didn't know what I was doing, but the lady said, you have equity. I was like, okay, well, what's equity? I was about 22 years old, didn't know nothing about nothing when I bought my first house, and then that's what started. I said, ooh, we have a thing called equity. And I got $37,000 and some change out, and that changed my whole world on money. It changed my life on money. I'm 22 years old with a $37,000 check going to the bank. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me anything. So then I started picking up books. I started reading. I said, ooh, it's more to know about this stuff that we call money that, it's out here for the taking. So let me jump back into this. I just want people to win. So the thing is, I just told y'all about this. You don't give a personal guarantee if you buy with credit. No personal guarantee. So you can get that house via $20,000 with credit. Not you can get, use your credit or something to that effect. I would say, now this is what you can't do. You can't use your house money, the money coming from your house, your equity, and then not pay. You can use money coming from a credit card. And then if, I'm just throwing scenarios out there, not saying you're not going to pay, but they can't take your house from you. That's all. That's how I look at it. No personal credit guarantee, no credit check. That's what I love. I love that part. And we just have to get to that. And it's going to take some time. It doesn't take time to get this set up. You can set this up easy. So major merchants. These are the people that approve me. Walmart, Staples. You get the little credit card from them, or you just get it's called vendor credit. It may be let me see, what's the name of it? You have net 15, you have net 30, you have net 60, you have net 90, and all that is when you have to pay them back for something that you purchased. Now let's get real here for a quick second. It's all about trade lines. You need 10. You start out with like 3. Oh, you can't see my 3. 3 to 5, then you get 10 trade lines. Once you get 10 trade lines, that's when you can start getting the visas. Do not, I'm going to say it, do not, because I see people do this. Do not jump out the gate, get your DMB, get your EIN, get your bank account, and go get a visa. You're losing. You're going to lose, only because that's not the right way to do business. You have to get the net 30 accounts, and you can type net 30. I know it's a company called Seaton. I know it's so many different companies out there. And this is how y'all look at it. This is the way you got to look at it. Do y'all ever shop at Walmart? Do you ever buy staplers or toilet paper, stuff like that? You can use those same things. That's 3 trade lines right there. You shop at Walmart, you get toilet paper, you get staples. That's 3 trade lines right there, 3 different trade lines. You ever go to Home Depot or Lowe's? That's another trade line. You need 10 trade lines. And then you can go in there with the no credit stuff, the Visa, and say, hey, I want to get, just put it in $5,000. And all you're doing is inching your way up. 5,000 comes to 10. 10 goes to 20, 20 goes to 30. You start inching your way up on the different trade lines. That's how it works. This is just something you can't even probably even hardly see this. This is just something that you get from Experian, and what happens, your Duns and Bradstreet, they do look at Sometimes they look at your Equifax and your Experian for your personal score when you first starting out, when you get in those net 30s, because they want to see. I put my Social Security number in there for my net 30 accounts, but for the bigger accounts in the visas, you do not. So there you have it. People may tell you something different. I don't, I'm telling you how I did it. It is what it is, and I know it works. I already spoke about your business name. Make sure I would say you saw it's nothing like gaming and stuff like that. If you're going to do gaming and you put gaming in your name, in your business name, they may not give you the loan. They're going to start digging deeper. So if you have a generic name, a business name, that's even better. So it's just something that, and I don't know the actual, if you meet the lender's requirements or if you don't, and they may not even tell you. Sometimes they'll send you a letter and you'll get it in 7 days and they'll tell you, hey, well, you didn't meet the requirement. And so now you have to go to another company, and it's okay. Go to another company. One thing I will tell you, now, I'm just going to say it. DMB, Duns & Bradstreet, when you sign up with them, they're going to try to say, well, I have this package for you for $1,000. And let me tell you what just happened to me. I'm talking and I would say on the 1st, July 1st. I checked my account. My account said subtract $999. They took $999 from me, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. So I saw Dun & Bradstreet. I said, hold on, time out now. Excuse me, yeah, $999 was taken from my account. They said, oh, okay, well, this is a service. We didn't know if you wanted to do this or this or this, but if you needed it, you could have it. I said, no. Can you transfer my money back? How about we do that? And so I was like, well, how fast does that transfer happen? I needs all mine. Stop playing. So, they gave you the money back, but it's a program they're going to try to sell you on, a lot of different programs. They have some great programs. They have some great programs. You don't really need some of them. I would say do the free stuff first and get educated on what they offer, then go back to them and figure out what you need to do. That's all I can say. So these are some of the things they're going to ask for, the bank account. And this is, when you get all of this stuff, then you can go to the net 30, the EIN number, the bank account, the business license from the state, your business phone number requirements. This is killing people right now. This right here is killing people. Business phone number requirements. You can't use your cell phone. Nope, can't use a cell phone. And I signed up for this too. 411 directory. You have to be listed. Business email and domain. You can go to GoDaddy.com or whatever. And I wish GoDaddy was paying me to give them the plug, but they're not. So you can't use your phone number, your cell phone. And this is the thing. You can do it. And I know some people did it, but they will find out if it's a landline or an actual phone number from a business line. You can go online and search for business phone numbers. Use that. If you can try to get around it. I wouldn't. Just do it the right way, and don't worry about it. Just do it the right way the first time out. The other thing you can't do is use your house address. When you look up business phone lines, you can get a house address somewhere else. It doesn't have to be your house. They're looking for a business model structure so they can give you the funding. There you have it. Don't do it. Business funding is out there for anybody who wants it. Everybody needs this money. Everybody definitely needs the funding to get going. This is what stops people. The money stops people. Because I had people hit me up. This guy just hit me up, hey, I'm looking for $50,000 for this deal that I have. And I said, time out. He's in the real estate world. And I said, well, to me, you don't have a deal. Because this is the difference between an investor and an entrepreneur. An investor finds the money and gets the money to the deal. As an entrepreneur, I find the deal and I bring money to it. I get money for it. So that's, to me, the difference between investors in entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur. There's a deal with money out there somewhere. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of, I tell that to everybody. If you keep saying it, I'm telling y'all, it will come to you like out of the night. There's no shortage of money. We have a shortage of ideas to get to the money. So I gave y'all some steps to get to, what you have to get to. There's different steps. I'm at CharlesSpeaks at yahoo.com, but you have to follow the steps. You have to get the Duns & Bradstreet number, and I'm definitely going to go back to that slide. You have to follow those steps, and you have to do it. And a lot of people don't want to for one reason or another. It is what it is. So this is it right here. This is it. This is what the lender is going to be looking at. Got to get signed up. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down there. Let me know. Got to get the bank account. And this is what happened to me at the bank. Check this out. So I wish I had my paperwork right here. But I went to the bank, and my state, else I should find it. Let me see. I have one over there, but I don't feel like getting it. I'm going to be lazy right now. My state paperwork has Jim's Consulting, and that's it. That's all they have on it. So I went to the bank, and they said, well, it needs to have the Inc. or the LLC on it. And I'm saying, the state didn't put that on there. They don't have that on none of my businesses. The state just puts the name. They didn't put LLC on mine. I don't know if that's a state thing, but I was like, so what do you want me to do? They was like, well, they need to have that on there. I was about to put it on there, but I didn't. But anyway, I just go to another bank. It's okay. They just won't get my money. Well, you don't need a website. In the paperwork, they may ask for it, but you don't need a website. No, it's not required. Nope. It's good to just, you can get a Wix.com. That's a free website. I know I did that. And I put a lot of my stuff on Wix. It doesn't matter to me. They don't have, my thing is, a lot of the experts tell me, get everything in order. It doesn't have to be perfect. And when you get to that point where you're making the funds, then you can pay somebody to do your website if you choose, if you don't want the website from Wix. So that's, that's the best way to do it if you think you need it, to that extent. So I'm going to see, can you get a domain? In domains, I say GoDaddy. That's what I use. This has been easy for me. The business licenses, basically they're looking at when you register with the state. So when you, the state, you register in our state in Virginia, I have to pay $100 to get licensed. It's all in saying, hey, everybody, I'm a business owner. Take me serious. Take me serious. So that is it right there. Charles McCutcheon right here. CharlesMSpeaks at Yahoo. I do this like, I'm not going to say every Saturday, but if you follow me on social media, I'm doing it for real estate. I'm actually going through deals to show people the how, because I think that's what stops people from steps to, it's all about steps to me. The deals and actually how and what you need to do. I'm doing it for the nonprofit. I'm doing it for as far as you see, business credit. I'm doing it for so many different things. And to me, it's information. But the only thing stopping you can get all this great information, but if you never use it, it doesn't matter. So that's how I look at it. Y'all take it easy. I'm going to start recording in a quick second. Recommend any companies for business funding. The only companies I recommend for business funding is the companies that will give you money. I have some, but I would link the two people up that I know that do business funding. I have a few of them out there, truthfully, but I don't want to, I just keep it that way. I'm looking for every company is going to do something different. Some of them are going to look at your credit score, your personal credit score. I mean, there's so many different companies out there. Some of them are not credible. What I do know, for a company to be credible and to lend money, they need to have a license as well. One thing I ask companies that lend money, and you can ask this on different social media sites in the public. I just asked a guy this. He said, "Hey, we lend money. We don't ask for nothing." We hear that a lot too. And then once you start working with them, they say, "Well, send us a $4.95 processing to start the paperwork." That's a no-no. And a lot of people want to send the money via PayPal or send it via Western Union. That's a setup for you losing your $4.95. And then they'll go through the whole scam with you to get your $4.95, and then they'll let you sit there for a while, and they'll say, "Well, you bring us a deal, then we'll fund it." But every deal you bring to them is going to be, "Oh, that's not a good deal. Nope, that's not a good deal either. Nope, that's not a good deal." So they're never going to fund any of your deals because they just took your $4.95. That's just what my take on it. But there are some quality companies out there. Do your due diligence. That's the best you can do. Do your due diligence. Anything else before I cancel this one? I sometimes work in my den. Sometimes I work in my dining room. Sometimes I work at Starbucks. Those are my offices. I don't like working in my office for some reason. I always wanted an office, but I just never want to work in there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. Oh well. Hey, y'all take it easy. Thank y'all for getting on.